Welcome back. Now, before we take a look at the day's business news, let's first take a look at the stock indices across the GCC. And in our top business story, industry leaders revealed today that planning, development, evaluation and alignment are the 4 phases required for succession planning within an organisation. Organised by the Abu Dhabi University Knowledge Group, the Succession Planning 2013 event is considered to be the first conference to highlight the importance of the implementation of business strategies and sustainable practices within a company. Globally, over 50% of firms have implemented the concept. However, the Middle East region still lags behind, with less than 15% of companies incorporating it into their business model. Opening the 2-day forum today, Human Capital Director at PricewaterhouseCoopers, Declan Ball, stated that according to a study by the auditing firm, 80% of companies in the region are run by families, most of which were established 60 years ago. PwC stated that within 5 to 10 years, these firms will experience a generational change. In order to accommodate for future structural or cultural changes, Yahya Mazuki, a senior advisor at Barouge, stated that the 3 Ps of leadership are vital.
I have my own formula, if I may say, about leadership. I call them the 3 Ps, and that's purpose. Every organization should have a purpose for its survival and what it wants, from as stated in the mission and vision. People who are well trained, and leadership that drives that passion within the people.
UAE-based HR professionals and talent management experts from both the public and private sector stressed that one of the main challenges is leadership.
I spend a lot of my time talking to executives, and when you ask them what's the biggest challenge that you face, they never talk about, the discrepancy in price currencies or supply chain management. They say there's not enough leaders in the organization. And succession planning is not about identifying people who can do the job. It's actually about identifying people with leadership skills who can do the job. So there's 2 elements to it. Let's say 2 elements in the equation, which one is competence, the other one is connection, the personal connection between the leader or the leader to be and the people. So who are the people who can build the connection and also have the competence of doing it? I would say it's a fairly new concept. It's been widely dealt with globally, but it's fairly new around here. And it's the nature of the business world here, the business environment is a little bit different. So we are in a culture where people would move quickly from one job to another. There is a lot of, let's say, poaching for talent. So it's difficult. Even if you identify the talent who's going to be a successor, the trick is to try and keep them, engage them, give them the right tools, identify what their values are, and try to satisfy those values.
Property developer Nikhil has announced that it will develop 170 new apartments to create the Azure Residences, located on the eastern shoreline at the base of the Palm Jumeirah's trunk. Work is expected to begin mid-2013 and is set to be delivered within 2 years, according to a statement. The beachfront development will feature 140 one-bedroom apartments, priced at 2.3 million dirhams, as well as 30 two-bedroom units priced at 4.2 million. This comes after Nikhil announced that all 33 studio apartments at Nikhil's Club Vista Mare, another beachfront project on the Palm Jumeirah, have sold out. The developer expects to hand over around 3,000 units to customers in 2013. 89% of UAE businesses regard innovation as a strategic priority in order to help drive business growth, with more than half of the respondents stating that developing new business models is a promising way to boost future performance. The findings come off the back of the third annual GE Global Innovation Barometer Survey. 3,000 executives from 25 countries were surveyed, with 73% of the respondents in the country stating that innovation, marked by improvement of products and services, had contributed to stronger business performance in the past. Additionally, 91% of UAE respondents said they would be more successful at innovation through partnerships rather than by going about it alone, as well as 88% of UAE businesses stating that their firms are increasingly looking at innovating through tie-ups. The survey also showed UAE business executives calling for stronger links between businesses and academia and the creation of a financial environment that encourages venture capital development. And looking to other business news now, currency and equity markets sharply corrected last week after doubts over future Federal Reserve action railed markets. The most recent meeting minutes showed a division in views amongst Fed members, with two of the members recommending a scale back of asset purchase operations. On one hand, the Fed has pledged to continue their measures until the jobless situation in the US improves. However, without risking further upside price pressures. Well, earlier we spoke to Gaurav Kashyap, the head of the DGCX desk at Alpari Middle East, for his views on the matter.
Currency and commodity markets and equity markets opened the week on a rather cautious note as they await Ben Bernanke's testimony in front of the Senate Banking Committee. Now, Ben Bernanke will be questioned and quizzed over his views on the future of the asset purchase program from the US Federal Reserve. Last week, we had the federal meeting minutes which showed that there was a clear split amongst voting members with regards to how and what positive or negative impacts these easing measures are having on the US economy. Remember, the US Federal Reserve is pumping up to $85 billion a month in additional liquidity, but we're still seeing GDP which is in the negative, and we're not seeing too many further additions in the US monthly jobless figures. So he will be quizzed on Tuesday, and I think markets will be waiting to see what his comments will be before they aggressively build their buy or sell positions. Overall, we're expecting the trend to remain on the downside. Trading will be range bound in the week ahead, but with a very, very negative sentiment to it. Also on the economic calendar, we have a host of growth-related data. The UK, the US will be announcing their GDP readings on the week. The UK is not expected to show any signs of growth. It should be pegged at 0.0%. Remember, the UK is also reeling from that recent downgrade by Moody's on their debt ratings. So the pound will also remain under pressure and should have a clear test of 150 on the downside on the week ahead. Also, we have ISM manufacturing from the US expected to slow to 52.5. But still, the Euro USD looks attractive pickup at 131.50, with gold also attractive to pick up at 1550 levels.